Hi, all. This is Dr. J back again, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is nippy. Anything below 32 is nippy for Dr. J, although it was sunny enough, warm enough for me to abandon my winter coat. Did I tell you I hate wearing a winter coat? I hate wearing a winter coat, in case I didn't tell you. So I use layers. I put on a warm undershirt, a not so warm shirt. I put on, when I went out, that is, I put on a hoodie, a sweatshirt, zipped sweatshirt with a hoodie, and I topped it off with a pretty warm vest. It sufficed, and a hat. I didn't just wear the hoodie. I wore a hat. Not a Met hat, but a woolen hat. And that did the trick. But I'm still not happy. I want real spring weather. We're not getting that so fast, Greg. You told me it was going to get warmer by the end of the week. It's the end of the week. It's not warmer. At least not enough for me. Tomorrow, I think it'll be a little warmer. They're talking about in the 30s in Long Island, New York. It's a lot colder in upstate New York, where BioPath is located. I believe they're located in upstate New York somewhere. They're not in New York City, as is Actinium Pharmaceuticals. They are in New York City. I can pay them a visit anytime I want and have a chat with Seth. I don't know if he wants to talk to me, though. I'm not the largest shareholder. I'm not the smallest shareholder. We're not going to talk about Actinium tonight. We didn't chart Actinium tonight. We charted BioPath. We charted Seel. We charted Alny. We charted Trove. We charted teum. We charted, why do I always forget? It's because, you know, too much alpha-synuclein protein in the neurons of my brain. It's probably why I forget. Well, I got 5 of the 7 or 8 stocks that I did chart. Oh yeah, the Dow. Of course, I had to chart the Dow. Been charting it every day. I've been saying the same thing every day. It's going down, going down, going down. So it's going down. It's listening to me. I hate to be right when I say the Dow is going to go down, but look, I have to call them the way I see them. I apologize. I didn't make the Dow go down. It's just that it was going to go down, and I foresaw that it was going to go down. I just relayed my feelings about the market to you. It was up to you to do whatever you wanted to do with those feelings. I doubt that anybody acted on it in terms of double short day trades, short the Q, short the Dow, short the IBB, short the IWM. I mean, that's one way to play it. Dr. J didn't do that because I figure it's going to be a self-limiting correction. As I said before, about 1,200 points. I say it over and over again. I feel like a broken record. So without further ado, let's get to the video charts. Of course, do your own due diligence. My opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. Some of my ideas are fantastic. Some of them are clunkers. It's your job to differentiate between the two. And if you can tell the difference, please let me know so I can act on the good ones and throw away the bad ones. Get rid of the bad ones. Get rid of the bad ones. Some of my ideas actually are bad, but very few. Lately, ask Jiggly, whatever his name is, Jiggly. I've been having bad ideas lately. That's not your real name, of course, Jiggly. You didn't tell me your real name. Jigglypuff. Maybe that is your real name. No. Anyway, I have a bunch of you that like to write comments, but a lot of you who don't write any comments. I want to see everyone comment on YouTube. Let's react to the words of wisdom or not so smart words that Dr. J has to say. Okay, so let's share screen. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share the link. Tell your friends about the little slightly wacky Dr. J, but it was very, very much on. I mean, who else gave you Tandem? Not gave you. I don't give anything. Who else played Tandem, BioPath, and Seel prior to the moves up? Well, to be honest, I didn't play Seel prior to. I wanted to, but I didn't know it was going to gap up this morning in pre-market. Well, it's not my fault. I would have played it prior to, but I played it anyway. Right now, I am not ahead on Seel. I'm just about even. I did, in case you're interested, I did triple up on my swing trade on PTN. In at 99 cents and at 96 cents, and looking for $1.09 with a tight stop at about 94 cents or so. Not not a hard stop, but a mental stop. I try not to use hard stops. Okay, here we go. Every so often, I like to share the trades I make. I make so many of them, I can't share them all. Unfortunately, I'd be going crazy on Twitter or stock twits. I try to reply to you guys. I really don't have time barely to make a trade. If I make the trade, I don't have time to start tweeting it out. Excuse me. Let's start with BioPath. I mean, is it true that it really ran to 70 something today? I didn't have time to watch it because Dr. J has a life other than stocks. Let's look at this high. This looks like an old number. Got to refresh. I don't know why you got to refresh when I sort of refreshed to begin with. It certainly didn't close at 12. Come on, load. BioPath. Everyone wants Dr. J's opinion on BioPath. I gave my opinion. I said it yesterday. I said I didn't believe it, but I said it. Better now, I'm beginning to believe it. 1,200 target price on a takeout. BioPath. What was the high of the day? The high of the day was 73.50. No, you're kidding me. That's my reaction. You're kidding me. But I believe it because it has a very low market cap. It has a drug that is will become by far the standard of care for AML and other blood cancers probably. Provided everything is on the up and up. And it will be taken out by Big Pharma. There's no way they go it alone. So they do not need a phase 3. The results were that good in phase 2 that a BMY or a Pfizer or you name it, Novartis, it doesn't matter, Amgen, one of them will come in and outbid the other, and it'll go for $2 billion or more. $2 billion is how I got to something like 1210. I did the math in my head. It could be a lot more. I was approximating. I don't know what the market cap is now, but it was very low, 21 million or so when it was at 12. Okay. What do we want to do with this? You want to look at the day? I mean, where's it going? One would think that it'll retrace some of this. Well, where did it close? It didn't close at the high of the day. The high of the day was all the way up there. So it already retraced half the candle. It may not retrace anything. It may gap open again. It may gap up again at the open. I have no idea what it's going to do. I did warn in my market recap that there could be a short attack, an AF short attack, or an SA short attack, or some other short attack. But the shorts are coming because look, you think they didn't short it at 70, at 60? Sure they did. So some of them might have covered already, but doesn't look like it. Otherwise, it would have closed higher. So I think they're leaving their shorts go. So where do they cover? Maybe halfway down this to the mid-20s. I think it's possible it could get to the mid-20s, in which case Dr. J will buy some more. What the heck? Buy some more. BioPath, I mean, it could be a $1,210 takeout stock. I'm still of that opinion. You want to look at the half hour? What the heck? A quick look. We got time to kill. Holy mackerel. What time was it that it hit the high of the day? It hit the high of the day at 11 a.m., between 11 and 11:30. What was I doing between 11 and 11:30? I was in the gym working out while BioPath was skyrocketing higher, higher, higher. Dr. J went to the gym from 11 to 12:30. Then I met my wife and grandson in a restaurant at 1 o'clock, had lunch, had an enjoyable lunch, went back to my grandson's home, played with him, played with my other grandchildren, taught them a little chess, did a little math with them, came back for my market recap, really didn't look as much as I would have liked to at the market. I mean, I found out that unlike when I was working and basically was a long-term investor, as a swing trader, you have to eat, sleep, and drink the market. I haven't yet made that kind of commitment. I cannot eat, sleep, and drink the market, say the way I used to eat, sleep, and drink mathematics when I was a graduate student. It's different. I'm retired. I'm not 20. I'm 70. So who needs eating, sleeping, and drinking anything? I want to vary my life. I don't want to be bogged down with one particular thing. But lately, I've been bogged down, not bogged down, but committed to 2 vlogs a day, one a recap and one showing some charts. I think I can handle that. If I can't, I'll do less. So, so what does this show us? It shows us a bounce off the lows in the final half hour. The low was 33.77. So it was a nice finish, actually, in the last half hour. A bit of a long shadow and a small body, hammer-like candle. Very nice. And we have a little uptrend going. So we have quite an uptrend going. So it looks rather nice, this chart. I think we get continuation to the upside tomorrow with some possible pullback. Let's go to Tandem. I bought some Tandem today. I had time to squeeze in about 5 buys. I bought Tandem. I bought CGC. Did I buy bpth? I don't even remember. I might have. Was it as low as 15? I picked it up at 15. I don't remember if it was today or yesterday. I picked it up at various prices. Tandem, I bought some Tandem. I bought some PTN. I told you that already. I bought some SEEL. What else did I buy? I think there was something else I bought, but I don't remember. Too many stocks to worry about. This has had a beautiful run up, only to go parabolic after a beautiful ascending channel. It went parabolic, and now, is this the latest number? You know, I don't know. Today is the 7th. That's wrong. Why do I have to refresh everything? It's annoying, Yahoo. Yahoo is owned by who again? That's right, Verizon bought them. That's correct. Those of you who knew that, raise your hand. Now, don't raise your hand because I really can't see you. If you want to raise your hand, you can raise your hand. It touched the trend line, but finished below it. So it's a bad sign that the body of the candle was fully below it, but it's a good sign that it at least had a touch of the trend line. It also is a good sign that it did not make a new low. So what's it going to do tomorrow? It might, I don't know. I don't think it's going to make a new low. I think the market will be down, but I think this will not. I think it will hold the line right in here. So I'm thinking that it's going to hold the low of yesterday, 60.71, or possibly the low on 227 of $60.16. I think it also probably will continue to hug the upper trend line. Remember I said it was above this trend line, and it's okay if it stays below it as long as it hugs it. I think that's what's happening here. I think we're still in an upward trajectory, although with a weak market, we probably come down to that $60 level before bouncing. It's a strong stock. It's a beast. If it fills this gap, I'd be surprised if it filled it now, but if it did, bye, 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 bye. Okay, in my opinion. And Dr. J's opinions, remember, strictly his own, do not constitute investment advice. Dow Jones Industrial Averages. Is this the right number? No. Come on. I almost have to reload everything. That's because I did not look at these charts. I have a confession. I'm looking at them with you for the first time tonight, since the other day, probably. So it's down 200. It already had left the channel, and the reason I got negative to begin with was this gravestone doji on 225, and then I didn't like this doji on 3-1, and I didn't like the fact that 5 out of 7 days we had dojis, and we were drifting slowly lower. So it looked to me like pullback territory. First stop right about here, which it went below, but closed above. So, you know, did it close above? No. It's possible that it went down far enough and we bounce, or not. It's quite likely that we go down to the 24.8 area. I think that's really what we're heading for. Let's say the low of this candle, 24.883, or lower than that, maybe 24.8 even, something around that area. I think this 50-day is going up and will offer some support right about that level. So the 50-day should become support along with this trend line. So my thinking is 24.8. That's my current and latest thinking on where we're going. And then we bounce and continue to bull market rally as if nothing happened. What's the sell-off of maybe 1,400 points from peak to trough? Nothing. 1,400 points is nothing. It's not nothing, but it's not anything to worry about. What is it, about 6%? Something like that, 5-6%. SEEL, Seel Interactive. Am I going to have to load this twice? What do you think? Who wants to bet that I have to load it twice? I'm actually going to I'm going to take the odds that I have to load it again. Yes, because it didn't close at $1.58 today, did it? All right, it closed double that, right? Something like that. I think my average is just about 295. I bought it twice today. And you might say, Dr. J, with the busy day you had, playing with your grandchildren, eating out, going to the gym, how did you have time to buy it twice? Don't ask. I snuck it in. I probably went to the bathroom or something just to make a purchase, because it was a busy, hectic, crazy day today for Dr. J. As on most of my days, I'm busier in retirement than I ever was working. Okay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I said there was a change in concavity that you can visually see yesterday. That concavity continues with a parabolic type move up. So what do I expect? I expect some kind of further pullback, followed by a move to the 50-day, which will offer resistance at probably at about, let's see, I don't know. What's the high of this candle? Let's see. 482. I said 450 the other day. Let's just draw in a horizontal line just for the hell of it. Could be this high right here. That might give us some trouble. That would be at what? 438. I didn't draw a horizontal line, but I drew as straight a line as I could. Something like that, maybe 438, 440. So on a dip, if you're interested in a swing trade, you're probably, for tomorrow, probably looking to get in anywhere below the close. Let's say 275, get out at 435 with a stop at 135. Is that good odds? I don't know. It's a bet if you want to make it. I don't think this has anywhere near the potential to take off and run like BioPath. All they have is a very early stage Parkinson's drug that attacks alpha-synuclein protein, Lewy bodies that are clustered, aggregate in the brain, in the dopamine-producing cells of the brain in the substantia nigra. It's a long ways to Tipperary. I can't sing. It's a long way to Tipperary, okay? So why should this continue to run other than it's a Momo stock and some of the biotechs are running? That's the only reason I think it runs a little more. Ordinarily in a not so hot biotech market, I think it would just start giving this gain all back, fill the gap, maybe even come back and make a new low. And forget about the future, which could be 10 years away. With one problem, they do have a pipeline. So they have other drugs. They have a Parkinson's drug in phase 3 that is not a breakthrough designation type drug. It's a drug similar to other drugs on the market, a dopamine agonist or whatever they call it. So, you know, I'm not as positive on this one as I was on BioPath, but you want to take a shot at it, take a shot at it. I bought very little, to be honest with you. Wish I had bought more probably, but I didn't. I might buy more on a pullback. I don't know. In other words, I'm somewhat confused. Its run after hours is interesting to me. I don't know if there was any further news. I doubt it. I tend to think that it doesn't mean too much. So 5.25 after hours, maybe it means something, but let's see how it is in the morning, pre-market. Let's say it's 450 pre-market. Let's say it opens at $4, nice gap up. I want to wait till it gains 25 to 50 cents off the open before I think it's going to run. And then I'd rather go in at 40, 50 cents above the open than at the open, just to make sure it's heading in the right direction. Because I've seen too many of these give it all back. I'm not saying this one will, but like I said, I've seen too many of them give it all back. So I'm a little bit leery. I'd rather overpay a little bit and make sure the morning direction is what I think it is. All right, and it doesn't change on me like on a dime. Alny. I can hardly say the name. Alnylam Pharmaceuticals. Why'd they pick such a tough name? Alnylam, ALNY. It had a high up here at 90.51, which was made a double top, almost a triple top. I don't like double, triple tops. This is very, 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 very tough resistance up here. Why did I buy this stock again? Because it's RNAi and they're hot, hot, hot. All right, so if you want to pick up some of this, looks like a good spot to pick it up. This looks like a pretty good area of support. If it goes below that, maybe the 50-day would be a good area, which would be probably right around the low of this candle, 81.04. So somewhere between 81 and 83, not a bad place to enter, I don't think. If you're playing it for a swing trade, then your stop has to be below 75, which means if you're entering at 83, you want to get 91, which is, if you want to get 91, you might as well go for 99. Because if it gets past the 90.50, it's gone, at least up to that 99 area. So it's up to you how you want to play it. If you want to play it, if you want to pass on it, it is a high price stock. It is fairly volatile, so it's not bad for a swing trade. Your call. Let me know what you think on ALNY. Dr. J doesn't have all the answers, so if you have an opinion, please share in the comments. SQ Square, arrival of, I guess, come on, load, 74.11. After hours, 74.05, down $1 or 1.37%. Much support. It bounced off support right at the low of the day, 73.18. I like that bounce off support. I kind of like it for a swing trade. You buy it right around where it closed. and look for 82 bucks. That's an 8-point move. And you look for, on the downside, a stop right around the low of this candle, 70 bucks. That's not bad. The odds are pretty good. We're looking for 80. We're getting in at 74. That's 6 points. Stop at 70. So that's good. We're getting 3-2 odds. Oh, that's a nice play. The thing is, I don't know how long it's going to take. It took 5 trading days to go down from 80, and it took a whole lot of trading days to get up from 70, which is actually a good sign. So I think it's you're more likely to be a winner than a loser going long, despite the fact that I think we have 600 more Dow points to go on the downside. Well, maybe that's reason enough to lay off this trade. It's probably not one that I would make, but I could see it having some validity, especially if you think the Dow is done going down, which it may be. Trove Interactive. This was given to me by a viewer. Thank you, viewer. The chart looks very interesting. I haven't the foggiest idea what they do, but the chart looks very interesting. All I did was draw a trend line, and it's following that trend line very nicely over the last 2-3 weeks with a big green candle. Dr. J loves big green candles, especially when they come on huge volume. So this looks like it's ready to break out. If it goes above the high on this day, $4.38, breakout territory. So one way to play this is wait for it to go to 440 and jump right in. What else? You could just wait for a pullback halfway. I like that idea too. You look for a pullback to about, what's halfway? High of 4.2, low of 3.15, let's say 3.2, so 3.7, something like that. You get in at about 3.7, 3.8. So you get a little pullback, then you make that trade. Nice chart. Nice chart. I mean, there is going to be some resistance right here, so that's why I said you could play it. You could play it, come in after it takes that high out. That's maybe a safer way. But it looks interesting. Trove gene. Maybe it's a gene modifying stock. I don't know what it is. Let's see if we can get a clue as to what it is. I asked the viewer to please tell me what it was, but he didn't get back to me in the comments. So let's see if we can figure it out quickly. AML, another AML stock. Oh, that sounds familiar. You know what AML is, acute myeloid leukemia. You know who has a drug for that, don't you? Yes, BioPath. And they're also presenting at the AACR annual meeting, just like BioPath. So what is wrong with Trove as opposed to BioPath? Maybe nothing. What's the market cap here? Market cap is, where is it? It's only 16 million. Woo. Where'd these stocks come from? I mean, if this is any good, that's a nothing market cap. It'll go up tenfold if it's any good. Let's see, but let's see if it is any good. Precision medicine approach to developing drugs that target cell division. Cell division. 2 abstracts. Also for prostate cancer as well. That's interesting. So they stopped cell division. Isn't that the approach Geron took with limiting the telomeres? I don't think this has anything to do with telomeres. I don't know what it does, but I think we're going to have to wait for till the end of the month, until April 1st, to find out how the data is going to do, how the data is. So it's only 1B/2 trial. But hey, you know, it may be real good. We don't know. They say the safety is good. It says there's clinical benefits. They're going to provide data readouts throughout the year. This might be worth a flyer. I mean, look at what BioPath did with a similar profile. I mean, they don't have the data that BioPath put forth with respect to CRs and PRs, complete responses and partial responses. But who knows? It might have really good data awaiting on April 1st. Gee, interesting. Thanks a lot, viewer, for sharing this one with us. Trove might be worth a flyer. The chart is good. The fundamentals are interesting, very interesting. The range of the year is 2.5 to 34. What a range. Holy mackerel. I didn't notice that. So it's only lately that it's bounced off the lows. Wow. So let's just take a look at the weekly, just to see that high of the year. Oh man, look at that. Look at that 50-day come down. Let's minimize this chart a little bit so we can see it better. $400? That can't be right. Maybe it's split. Maybe a reverse split. I don't know what happened. It wasn't $400. Maybe it was, but then it must have, when it hit the lows, did a reverse split. That's what it appears to have happened. Still, it's had a tremendous decline and now trying to launch a comeback. I don't know. I'm not as keen on this, obviously, as on BioPath. Yet I don't rule it out for a flyer. Teum. Teum. I have no idea what a Parateum corporation does, but after hours, the other one was up after hours, right? Let's take one more peek back to Trove. I think it was up 53 pennies. Wow. That's a big move for after hours. What's going on with these stocks? I guess it's in sympathy with bpth. That's the only thing I can think of for this kind of a move with unknown data, etc., 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 etc. So let's go back to the daily, take one more look. Sorry, I backed up. We have this big candle, big green candle today, which I like. It's up in after hours, which I think did we discuss that? That I'm not overly, I'm a little suspicious of that. Let's wait for the morning on that one. Although I don't know that I'm going to get back to you in the morning because Dr. J doesn't necessarily have the time. But be careful with this one. Teum. It's a copycat BioPath. It's a copycat bpth trov. This one, I don't know what it is, Teum, but it's got a one hell of a channel going all the way back to, let's say, 1227. What a move post-Christmas. Holy mackerel. That's some move from $1.48 to $3.88. I'll take it. Now, it's been trading mainly in the lower end of the channel. The channel got expanded as it moved up big time on 215. I think this candle offers support. If any close below this candle or any move below this candle would make me be a seller. This candle has to hold, this big green candle right here. And it held here, it held here, it held today. In fact, the support is now this low at 347. So that's where I see support. And that's a perfect spot, like the middle of this candle. So 347, 345, etc. The low of the day would have been a fantastic place to get in. But do we want to get in? Why not? The chart looks really good. You get in close to the lower end of the channel, play a swing trade up to the upper end of the channel, or very close to that. I like it for a swing trade. You can figure out the setup, the entry point, the take profit, the stop loss. I think you know enough. You don't need Dr. J for that. But I think it's certainly playable. Let's go back. At least most of you don't need Dr. J for that. I wanted to go back to get a clue of what the heck they do. I don't know what they do. This is not giving me a clue. I don't know what they do. Okay. No idea. Chart, conversation, statistics, historical. Let's look at profile. It's right here in Manhattan, so it means I can knock on their door. Is maybe tomorrow, just knock on the door and say, "What the heck do you do?" They're telecom. Okay, that's a pretty wide category, telecom. I'd say, by the way, sir, what is it that your company does? The chart looks nice, but what is it that your company does? I'm going to stop here. I did a lot of talking earlier. Dr. J's getting all talked out. So, I mean, you can piece together my sentiment on my comments now, my comments earlier when did I go on? At about 5. So between my comments when I went on at about 5, and I had about a half an hour of commentary, and my comments now, I don't even know how long I spoke now. Might have been another 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I've been talking too much. Okay, so this has been Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, share the link, write comments. And very important, I feel good when you give me that thumbs up. I give you a thumbs up. You give me a thumbs up. We're friends. Adios, amigos. Ciao.